Hi everyone, it's time for my Thursday thoughts. This week I wanted to share my experience with a patient that I saw yesterday. It was very eye-opening to some of the challenges that families with patients with cognition issues struggle with. I'll give you a little back history. Patient is 89 years old. She is an immigrant, so language barrier is definitely an issue for her. She hasn't had any falls, and there's a significant cognition issue. Daughter is a primary caregiver. She's also a CNA and works 3 to 11 shifts. And so mom's home alone sometimes in the afternoon for a couple hours, which with someone with a cognitive deficit, that's definitely not a great time to be left at home alone. They were unaware of any kind of services or resources out in the community. They were not computer savvy and kind of at a loss. So I went into the home, and the home was set up pretty good. And the daughter, being a CNA, she was aware of certain fall risks and had addressed them, but there were still some other things that needed to be addressed. Multiple rugs, as well as lighting. Bedrooms and bathrooms were upstairs, so we needed to problem solve what was another option for her, because the stairs were getting more difficult for her to manage, and a stair lift was not an option. And also her entry and exit was through the front door, and it was a 5-inch step. And that patient, I suspect, will be wheelchair bound at some point, probably sooner than later. And we needed to address that as well. In talking with the caregiver, daughter, and the patient, there were some other concerns. She hasn't had a fall, and a fall could be very devastating for this family. Financially, could bury them. Mom does not qualify for Medicaid and doesn't receive Social Security, so long-term care is really not an option for them, and nor is paying privately for a living situation is not an option for them. So we needed to really address that fall risk before it happens. The other concern the daughter really had was those 2 hours in the afternoon she's alone, that if mom falls, what is she going to do? And a life alert was not an option because the daughter didn't feel like the mom would be able to push a button. The other concern was exit seeking in those couple of hours, and the mother tends to gravitate to that front door. So we really talked about some solutions, and collaborating with Chris, we came up with a fall prevention device. It looks like a watch, and if it has an app that goes straight to the daughter's phone, so if mom falls, it alerts the daughter that mom is on the ground, and she can get home or call EMS or whatever she needs to do, and she knows about it as soon as it happens. I also recommended a Ring doorbell with a camera and a voice feature. So if mom does open that front door, once again, it will alert the daughter on her phone, and it will have a camera view if she sees that she's walking out, and she can communicate with her through the speaker. Luckily, the daughter only lives about a half mile from where she works, so she could get home pretty quickly. The other thing was resources in the community. I connected her with some nonprofits in the community that may be able to help with some aid and attendance and fill in those gaps in the afternoon, which I think so many people in our country are finding when they're taking care of a loved one, is there's these small gaps in the day where caregiver may still be working and mom has to stay home alone for a couple of hours. So having those resources were huge, and to assist her with some of just basic supplies like briefs and so forth. It was really nice to be able to get that information out to her. Even though she had been in healthcare, she was unaware that those programs were even out there. So it was definitely rewarding to bring that to the table, and to give them some hope that there's help on its way. So anyway, those are my Thursday thoughts. Everyone have a great week, and I'll talk to you next week.